If you're looking for the perfect affordable webcam, then you might want to check out this. What's happening, Panda Nation? Peter Von Panda here. I just picked this up. It's by eMeet. Actually, I've had some eMeet products in the past, and I've really liked them, so I thought I would try this out because they have seemed to make pretty high-quality stuff at affordable prices. And this little webcam here intrigues me. It's actually for everyone. It promises that, so hopefully it is for everyone. But what's really interesting here is that it's HD 1080p and it's 60 frames per second. So theoretically, this will give you good high-resolution images, but also not be too jittery or stuttery. So if you're moving around a little bit, you got your dance moves on, you got your swerve on, people are going to be able to see those nice fluid motions. Now, it's got a pretty standard webcam look. It actually looks a little bit like the Logitech's, but what's also really interesting about this webcam is this right here. It has a built-in ring light, which I think is so underrated for most webcams because a lot of people don't have good lighting at their computer, especially if it's a laptop, but a lot of people are kind of washed out, dark in the front, and it's really hard to see. Most of the time, the things behind them are lit up by the lights or the window or something like that, so they get even more washed out. So a ring light like this makes a huge difference. Now, I just want to show you, comes attached, all is one piece here. We get a very long USB cord, standard USB-A plug right there. I'd call that like 5+ feet long. Your kind of standard mount right here. Rubberized in there, little curved edge. This can sit on the top of your monitor just like that. It allows you to adjust it, right? And then the webcam flips up just like that, and you can see what that looks like. So I'm not sure. We've got two holes here. One of these is probably an LED that shows when the camera's on, and one is probably a microphone. We will definitely test that out. Camera lens right in there. Plastic housing, so it's actually pretty light. You can see we have a little light symbol right up there. So if I tap that, that's how the light goes on, and what we have here are 3 light modes: low, medium, and high, and then off. Now, what might be a little hard to tell here is that I actually think it's a pretty white light. It looks like it might be a warm white light on the screen there, but it's pretty white, kind of daylight white light, which I actually really prefer, actually. Sometimes you can look a little red or yellow, so the white light kind of gives you, in my opinion, a better, crisper look. Now, we have to test it out on the computer and see if it works. Now, one of the things that I will say, and probably my criticism of this, is that the camera kind of protrudes from the front of the mount, which makes it a little front heavy. So when you're putting it on your monitor, it kind of wants to tip forward a little bit, as opposed to being right on top here and then pressing down straight on the monitor. Most cameras tend to kind of come straight out of the top of the mount here. So that's a little bit weird. Still works, but I don't really like the fact that it seems more precarious, that it might fall forward and kind of wants to tip forward. All right, I've got the webcam on top of my monitor. Now, I use a pretty big monitor, so the angle is going to be kind of really downward on me. So don't take this as kind of the standard angle. It's not a fisheye lens or anything like that. In most cases, well, the top of their monitors might be right here. I just have kind of a wacky setup. There's a little blue light indicating that it is recording, and I've got both the audio and the video input set up from the eMeet camera here. So this is an example of what kind of audio it will pick up through its built-in microphone. Now, as you can see here, this is what I'm talking about. The background is pretty bright, but I'm not illuminated very well. Now, this ring light is not very big, but I do want to turn it on now because I didn't want to spoil the review. So I'm just going to go ahead and turn on that low level. But now let's go ahead and scroll through the 2 additional levels. All right, the low to medium actually has a pretty big difference, and that high is pretty bright. It's actually kind of giving me a little bit of a starbursting effect to my eye as I'm looking up at it. So it's kind of nice. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and turn it off here. And you can see, man, that illumination level on me drops pretty good here. So if I go back up to high, that's a pretty big difference from a very small ring light. So this is actually really impressive. I'm super impressed by this. 1080p. And built-in microphone and ring light. So this could be good for work, for play, for Zoom calls, for web conferences, for webinars, all that kind of stuff. And it's really affordable. So if you want to pick up this webcam to improve your online interactions, I'll put a link to it in the description below. Peter Von Panda, out.
We can discover more and explore so much deeper. We can live better than ever thanks to Peter. Peter Von Panda. Peter Von Panda.
All right, I've got the monitor on top
Huh.